Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn April 17, 2022. Today's transits tend to favor self-expression, communicating, networking, and friendships. You might gain a pleasant, helpful perspective through an acquaintance or new information that comes your way. However, do watch for coming across as more lighthearted than you are actually feeling. You might also be a little torn between work and pleasure today, or even work and learning, as the Sun and Venus form a minor challenging aspect, highlighting different drives. You're motivated to produce, perform, and accomplish something solid on the one hand. On the other, you're excited about learning something new. You don't seem to have enough time to do all you want to do. Aim to avoid answering to whims, and you'll find that you enjoy yourself more. A bit of self-discipline works wonders now. Conversations may not be that wide-ranging today, but there is the chance to share some wonderfully tender feelings and lovely memories. There is a sense of nostalgia and sentiment about events that you will remember for some time. It may be a great time for a get-together to celebrate old times and old friends, so get out your address book and make some phone calls. Pay attention to the details. You have so much to learn from conversations about work and with colleagues today as the moon in Libra illuminates every detail. Nitpicky Luna is paying attention. Certain tics or giveaways may clue you into a greater understanding of the underlying energy at work. You may come to a sudden realization since the moon will also trine Uranus in Libra. If your intuitive antenna is picking something up, pay attention to what you are focusing on. You will become privy to whatever is simmering beneath the surface. What gives Mars the freedom to make his last full day in your financial sector more about what you start rather than finish is the ongoing support after he leaves. While Mars is the last of the faster planets to leave your financial sector this year, knowing Saturn will stay on to keep money matters on track allows him to focus on fueling your financial passions and fighting spirit. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. Nostalgia strikes when you're least expecting it. Perhaps it will grab you so tightly you can't see what's in front of you. Keep your eyes peeled. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. Today's planetary movement exerts an energy that might make you feel like your dreams are just out of reach. Don't let this feeling discourage you, as it is only temporary. Use the transit to get in touch with what you really want, so that you are able to take appropriate steps toward achieving that. The body is a lump of clay, remember? You are the artist who shapes it. As an artist, give yourself plenty of love and encouragement. If you're holding yourself down, it is apt to be painfully obvious on this day. Your love of routine, practicality, and a methodical approach to life can work well for you most of the time. However, it can also become too restrictive. If you begin to feel irritable, unsatisfied, or just plain unhappy, take a cue from this. It may be time that you allowed yourself to explore more possibilities. This may be unsettling, but it may also be a risk well worth taking. Mars is always going to be somewhere and you will always have his passion, warrior, and competitive spirit to tap into, but every 6 weeks he will change the area of your life he is impacting. Today Mars leaves your financial sector, wrapping up a 6-week mission to fuel your financial passions and fighting spirit while leaving you with the means to take your financial power back. However, just in time for the weekend, Mars returns to an adventurous part of your chart where he will spend the next 6 weeks fueling a passion for adventure and a hunger for life's richer experiences. Before leaving your communication sector today, the moon will form a friendly aspect to Pluto in your relationship sector, something that it has done every 4 weeks since the planet of change and revolutions returned 14 years ago. Yet it is the fact that this is so familiar that allows you to almost subconsciously slip into how easy this makes it to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Your creative side needs some kind of organization, but the passion is still burning in your soul, especially as the waning gibbous moon trots through earthy Libra. There's a dynamic pull between structure and ambition as a continuing presence with a square between the moon in Libra and Saturn in Aquarius. Also, the moon's alignment with Uranus, also in Libra, will shake things up. There is a conviction in the collective that can go either way. Pay close attention to the news you receive over the next few days, and don't give up on your dream. With plenty of raw and real conversations going on, you might just come to a conclusion that you've needed to see and understand for many years. Never compromise your interests for the needs of others. This moon affirms the necessity of embodying our inimitable individuality. Libra new moon, we have been looking for ways to achieve both personal and relational balance through compromise and diplomacy. Yet, through this process, we have discovered which of our relationships operate under the illusion of giving and take while exploiting our vulnerabilities. Today, volatile events penetrate superficial dynamics and force us to see things for what they are. The moon opposes Mars and also forms a tense T-square with Pluto in Capricorn, unearthing buried resentments and hostilities. Exposed secrets or impulsive demands could spell the end of toxic or stressful relationships, those which have survived under the assumption that we will not speak our mind or make a scene. While these events might be distressing or disappointing, asserting ourselves is long overdue. Certainly, this full moon will not spell doom for romances and friendships on a healthy footing, but it marks an occasion where we acknowledge that we deserve better, and we don't need others to dictate what better should look like for us. The moon enters a short void following this transit, and as is typical during full moons, we should allow time for processing and integration without making grandiose statements or decisions now. Although fights may occur, avoid statements of finality. The moon in Libra, dissipating tensions brought to a climax during the full moon, but also finding us resorting to stubbornness and emotional rigidity. Over the next 2 days, our impulse will be to slow down and ground ourselves, which is good medicine for those with minimal natal placements in earth signs, but may feel sluggish to those who have the energy to burn. We take pleasure in material comforts, making this an ideal occasion for art projects, gardening, or maintenance work which will benefit from patience and a steady hand. If you're under work or other pressure and unable to socialize, you could experience some mood swings. Just try not to behave in a way you might come to regret later. However, Mercury in opposition scrambles our ability to express ourselves. We forget the minutiae, and our interactions become laden with misunderstandings. Frustration is the result of this cosmic clash, so give the time-sensitive deeds on your to-do list a bit of extra padding and prepare for 1 or 2 awkward conversations.